You think you're the only one who's socially awkward, but you're not. You're really not. I am Pauline, and I am so happy you are here because feeling socially awkward is just, ugh, it's so frustrating because all you want is just to have friends and be comfortable with them. And yet you find yourself doing things that you ruminate about when you lay in bed at night and you think, why? Why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why am I so awkward? Yeah, you're definitely not the only one. I think pretty much everyone on planet Earth has those moments. And sometimes people have that all the time. And being a fearful avoidant, struggling with the fearful avoidant attachment style can really add to that. It can really cause social awkwardness. So let's talk about why you have it and how to let go. Why you have it is a lot of fearful avoidance grow up with judgment and rejection and abandonment and manipulation that you have to well, that you're just not good enough the way you are. You have to change. And so when you are in any social situation, you expect judgment and rejection and abandonment. That's what you're expecting. So that is what is permeating all of your being as you are in social situations. When you are expecting that, you behave so differently than when you are expecting love and acceptance and appreciation for who you are. Can you even can you imagine the difference? Just let's just do a little exercise. Close your eyes and just see yourself in a social situation where you expect judgment and rejection and ridicule. Just feel what that feels like in your body for a second. If you felt anything, good. Then now close your eyes and imagine yourself in a social situation and expect love and understanding and appreciation and people just loving you unconditionally. You being exactly okay the way you are. It might even feel impossible. You can open your eyes again. It might feel impossible, like that can't happen. But if you felt anything in the difference, you probably felt relaxation in the second one and you felt so different. So expecting judgment and rejection makes you super self-conscious. It just makes you feel like I have to figure out what they want from me and give that to them and then I'll be okay. Which means you are constantly performing. You are constantly performing in social situations, which is very tiring and exhausting. But it also means that if you're performing, that means that you can fail. And this might be so matter of fact and normal for you that you're not even really aware of that. But there are people who are in social situations who are not performing and don't feel like they can fail because they are not performing. They are just being. We are going to go into that in a little bit, but you may recognize that feeling of uh, that it is a possibility that you fail. But then what does that mean? What does failing mean? When do you fail? Is that when you say something stupid? Is that when people don't laugh at your jokes? Is that when you do something awkward and you think somebody is looking at you weird because of it? What does failing mean? So really think about that. If you want, pause this video, grab something to write on and write that out. What does it mean to fail in social situations? And then when you've done that, what does that say about you? What do you make it mean about you? You can pause this video again and do this exercise. Answer this question. Because the truth is, every single person does dumb things, says dumb things, makes jokes that nobody laughs about, does awkward things. Every single person on planet Earth. But the confident people don't care. Don't care that they do that. They don't see that as failing. They don't make that mean anything about themselves. They know they are worthy. They don't have to be perfect. They are just human. like we all are. We're all messy humans. And so we make messy mistakes. We do messy things. We're not perfect. And that's completely fine. So how do you let it go? I used to be super socially awkward and very self-conscious. Um and I would, every night when I laid in bed, I would go through the day and think of all the things that I did wrong, that I said wrong, and then I would think, oh, I said this, maybe they think this, and that would mean that and that. That was very tiring, and that was hours and hours of my life I'm not going to get back. And so at one point, I was just kind of fed up with that. And it really, really, really helped when I started learning more about attachment styles, because I realized, wait, people with secure attachment styles would never make me feel this way. They would never judge me so harshly. They would never reject me so harshly. Um, just because I would say something dumb or make a joke that wasn't funny. They would not see me any differently. And so what I did was started to expect secure attachment from other people. Whereas before, I expected judgment and rejection, which mostly comes from insecurely attached people. Because they are afraid to fail. They are afraid to be rejected and be judged and be ridiculed. And so I started expecting people to be securely attached and to treat me in that way, loving, understanding, unconditional. And it didn't matter if I would say something weird or not, or actually make a mistake. And that was such a world of difference. Expecting secure attachment from other people was a world of difference. And what it also did, and I didn't expect that before, it was just a way of me feeling more comfortable in social situations. But then I realized that me letting go of being self-conscious, not needing that anymore because I expected secure attachment, and if people would be harsh or judge me, I would just think, oh, they probably have, their own pain and their own trauma, and that will be it. I wouldn't make it about me. I wouldn't make it personal. So what I realized is that when I wasn't self-conscious anymore and I wasn't just trying um, to be the person I thought they wanted me to be, I realized that in all my social situations up to that point, I thought it was all about the person I was talking to, but it never was. It always was about me, because I wanted approval. I wanted to make sure I wanted to know that I was good enough. I wanted to not get rejected and not get judged. It was about me. It wasn't about that other person, even though it felt like it was. It felt like I was completely tuned into that other person and obsessed with that other person sometimes even. It wasn't. It was just about me. And so what I realized, or what I learned when I healed this, and when I started expecting secure attachment from people and released all my own insecurities around that, is that I started focusing on being interested in the other person. I wasn't trying to be funny anymore, or trying to tell the best story, or trying to be interesting. I didn't matter anymore that much. That may sound weird, but it was so freeing. Um, it didn't matter what they thought of me. It just mattered that I was interested in them. It also was around this time that I realized, okay, what kind of person do I want to be? And I consciously decided what kind of person I wanted to be, regardless of how another person would react. So this was also during the time where I did this in my relationship with Aryan. Before that, I felt justified to get angry at some of the things he did. And then I realized, no, this is not the person I want to be. I want to be loving. I want to be kind. I want to be warm. No matter what he does. Of course, I'm going to put up boundaries and be honest about what I like and don't like. But nothing justifies me being angry. And around that time, I did that too for social situations. I thought nothing justifies me just being very insecure all the time. Because it is not valuable for anyone. It doesn't feel good for me, and I am not giving the person I'm talking to anything, because I'm focused on me. I'm very self-conscious about me. And so when I released all of that, I just let go of myself almost. Like I didn't matter that much anymore in what they thought of me. I was just interested in the other person um and being loving and kind, because that's the person I am. That was what just kind of came almost naturally after working on it very very hard. Um, but it was so interesting because the conversations changed completely, and what I got in return was connection. And I realized that being insecure and being socially awkward and being so afraid of rejection and ridicule and judgment completely blocked connection. And I didn't realize, because that was just what I knew for my whole life. uh, so releasing all of that just opened up a whole new world of me just being, and not not caring what other people think. That sounds so harsh. There's, you can say I don't care what other people think and still care a lot, but I could see where judgment came from. I could see where ridicule came from, and it had nothing to do with me. So expecting that secure attachment allowed me to just be who I was and be interested in the other person. And that's, yeah, that was just very interesting. To see what a difference that made, and how good it felt to actually be connected. And then when people would look at me weird, I would just, yeah, it would just not uh, do anything really. I don't say I'm completely immune, probably, but yeah, it's a world of difference from when I was very insecure and felt very socially awkward. Yeah, my baby is kicking in the belly. A little bit distracted. By the time you're watching this, baby boy is probably already born, but right now he's still in the belly. Um, yeah, so I hope this helps, because I know social awkwardness is frustrating thing to struggle with. And it may sound so easy to just let all of that go and focus on the other person, but sometimes it really just takes a decision. Who do I want to be, and what do I expect from other people? And then approach every social situation in that way. And you will encounter people who maybe judge you or act weird, but that's just information for you to decide on, is this the kind of environment you want to be. I walked away from conversations that I didn't feel comfortable in, instead of trying to prove that I was good enough. I just thought, okay, this is not a person that I feel safe with, that I feel comfortable with. And so I would just leave the conversation, and that's completely fine and legitimate to do. In other situations, I would just put up boundaries, um, or just not let it bother me personally and see it as being them. And that's okay, because everybody gets to be who they are and gets to be on their journey and in their process. um so yeah, it was so much freedom, which I also wish for you. Let me know if this was valuable in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.
Healed and Happy is a tailor made online program where me and my team personally guide you through healing the roots of a fearful avoidant attachment style.